In today's industrial history, the Belgian iron and steel industry holds a universally acknowledged and appraised position. It was in this privileged context that in 1961, ALZ was set up in Genk, beside the Albert Canal in the Belgian region of Limburg. Its geographical position in the heart of Europe is particularly useful, as much for the supply of raw materials as for the distribution of the production and the service to the customers. This central location at the crossroads of the main European cultural and human streams makes ALZ a prime partner in the economic world. Since its creation, ALZ has pursued a continuous investment policy, which strives to reach an integrated production and at the same time to offer products of peak stainless steel technology. As from 1982, ALZ was the first producer in the world to offer continuously hot-rolled stainless steel plates up to 2 meters wide. Today, ALZ offers 2 meters wide cold-rolled sheets. It is one of these sheets that is going to tell its story.
Just like the creation of the world, my story begins in a great fire. The stainless steel of which I am made is the result of the fusion at high temperature of selected scrap and prime raw materials such as chrome, nickel, molybdenum.
The composition of the heat is rigorously verified. The melting is carried out in an electric furnace with 3 electrodes. This UHP furnace, which stands for ultra-high power, was commissioned in 1988, together with the other units of the steel-making section. Its power of 96 megavolt amperes allows 100 metric tons of steel to be melted in 90 minutes.
Since my end users are very demanding regarding my composition, it is necessary that I am refined and cleared from excessive carbon, harmful for my good condition.
For its new steel plant, ALZ has chosen a particular technique. The decarburation and the refining take place in 2 sequential phases. The mixture is firstly treated in this MRP converter. By blowing oxygen, the carbon content is reduced from 2.5 down to 0.3%. Blowing argon through the bottom creates a turbulence which results in a better reaction of the melt with the oxygen.
To verify my composition, samples are taken and analyzed in a few seconds in the laboratory. Less than 4 minutes were necessary to know my composition with a high degree of accuracy, and the required adjustments in alloying elements and flux are carried out immediately. My temperature is regularly checked. Here I reach 1,634 degrees centigrade.
The final refinement is carried out in a vacuum in the VOD unit. Here, by blowing oxygen, the carbon content is again reduced to some hundredths of 1%. The adjustment under vacuum will give a final analysis of extreme precision. The combined operation of the two refining units, the MRP converter and the VOD installation, offers not only the advantage of better productivity, but also a great flexibility in the use of the raw materials.
When my composition is obtained in this way, I finally earn the rigorously verified denomination of stainless steel. Now I am to be given shape. The first step of my transformation consists in my transition from the liquid into the solid condition.
From its startup in 1978, the continuous caster of ALZ has been subjected to several important improvements. The installation of a second ladle transfer system has allowed a noticeable improvement of the productivity.
Here I am entering the caster, and I am being slowly formed while solidifying between water-cooled rolls.
The slabs are cast in thicknesses of 160 and 200 millimeters and in different widths, which of course includes 2 meters in width.
My temperature is now around 800 degrees centigrade. After flame cutting of the slabs, I am given a reference number that will never leave me. In this hall, I will remain several days, the time needed to cool down slowly. My next transformation will be a reduction of thickness. I will therefore be sent out for a treatment on hot rolling installations of the highest performance. Here I am again, much slimmer, in the shape of a coil with a thickness between 2.0 and 12.0 millimeters. My weight? It has not changed and is still impressive, between 30 and 40 metric tons.
As soon as they return to Genk, the hot-rolled coils will be annealed and pickled. To enable a continuous operation, the coils are welded together head to tail when entering the line. The steel coil enters the annealing furnace, which comprises 17 regulation zones. The temperature is regulated by taking into account the type of steel, the thickness of the sheet, and its width.
When coming out of the furnace, I am cooled down by a jet of filtered air, then with demineralized water.
The steel coil then is drawn through two series of pickling baths. The first one allows an electrolytic treatment in a neutral environment. The second, a chemical pickling in an acid environment.
This pickling clears me of the oxide residues originating from the hot rolling and the annealing.
After rinsing, drying and recoiling, the steel coil is finally ready for cold rolling, for being cut into sheets or to be sold as hot-rolled coils.
Part of my sisters will leave me here in the form of continuously annealed and pickled hot-rolled plate up to 2 meters wide.
ALZ is still today the only producer in the world being able to offer this product, appreciated by the customers for its surface quality and its precise dimensions.
For me, it's not the end of my adventures. To the contrary, I am at the start of the most innovative phase. Continuous, cold rolling, 2 meters wide.
The new cold rolling mill, a reversible sexto, is in fact the first in the field of stainless steel. It has been developed with the support of ALZ engineers, who have utilized the most advanced rolling mill techniques. The CVC technology, which combines the S-shaped cylinders with an axial movement, allows the most severe requirements in the field of flatness and tolerances. The high power of its 4 electric motors, each having a power of 2,000 kilowatts, allows the rolling speed to reach 850 meters per minute with a force of 30,000 kilonewton. The management of the rolling program is entirely computerized and is controlled on 2 interactive levels. The upper level determines a rolling strategy, taking into account the steel type and the characteristics of the material handled. The circuits of the lower level provide a permanent analysis of the ongoing operation. They determine any necessary adjustments and command their execution. The These possibilities of adjustment are multiple, such as the camber of the work rolls, the horizontal excentering of the intermediary rolls, the positioning of the support rolls, the differential zone cooling. The weight of the handled coils may reach 40 tons according to their width, which is between 800 and 2,000 millimeters, the thickness being between 0.4 and 8 millimeters.
Oof! After such a stress, a moment of relaxation is necessary. I am once again run through the 2,000 annealing and pickling line, in which the operational parameters have been, of course, modified according to my new condition. Let us take this opportunity to assure ourselves once more of the perfection of my surface.
For the narrower sheet, the annealing and pickling will possibly be performed on the 1500 line, which has recently been completely renovated. The stainless steel coils will now undergo a slight and final cold rolling pass, called a skin pass. To achieve this, special rolls are installed.
This final pass will improve my surface structure even more and give me that characteristic brightness of stainless steel.
The quality of the cold rolling depends mainly on the quality of the rolls. These rolls are changed every 20 minutes and are ground and polished with the highest precision. The rolled coils are then dispatched to the finishing lines. The processing to the final width is undertaken in the slitting section, which consists of two parallel lines, one for thick material, the other for thin gauges. On these lines, trimming of the edges of large sheets is performed, as well as slitting into strips. By adjusting the counter camber of the axes of the rotating cutting blades, one obtains a perfect execution and minimum tolerances on width. The cutting to length of the sheets is also performed on 2 parallel lines. They are entirely automated and have a maximum width of 2 meters.
And finally, here I am, after this long and complicated journey. Take a good look. I represent a new species, the cold-rolled, 2-meter-wide stainless steel sheet. But already the future beckons. See you soon. Why not at your place?
Distributed all over the world, the ALZ stainless steel hot-rolled and cold-rolled is acknowledged and appraised as a peak industrial product, which is recognized by several official bodies. The ISO 9002 certification for quality control has been applied for. For ALZ, history never stops. The vision of ALZ is one of tomorrow. At ALZ, the year 2000 is already here today.